comp, they have so much sustain, so much shielding, they're just going to outlast you.
You're going to need to see a whole lot of bursts coming out from FPX, or WE might outlast them in game number 2 and make it to a game number 3. We're going to find out.
Descent among the ranks is what I would call that.
I love that it was not one chant leader there for RNG. It was the entire crowd. For the third one, it was just like 17 people going, RNG. That's dedication, of course.
What are you RNG fans doing there?
Yeah, I was going to say, like for the second series.
In Beijing.
For the second series, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. JDG's stadium is also in Beijing. But why did you come to Xi'an just for this? Both junglers going to be starting on the bottom side of the map, but it looks like Doinb scrapping out a little bit with posts. And this is really interesting, Clement. They've rotated not the picks, but the laners.
Yeah, this is some Afrika action that we've seen back in the previous splits. I love teams that can do this with their solo laners. It allows you so many more opportunities to counter out the enemy composition. And now it's going to put xiye in a difficult position.
xiye a little bit of trouble now that he's in the counter matchup in the middle lane. So looking at the Keystones, nothing too crazy coming out here, of course. Fleet footwork on Caitlyn, very much the standard for her. Not going to be going the lethal tempo very often. Gives her the sustain, lets her still poke down. With the Lux, they have the opportunity for it. Crisp looking for a binding, not going to land, just a little bit wide.
And if you look at FPX's rune choice, this is going to give them a separate win condition outside of the 5v5. They can look for a 1-3-1. Conquerors is one of the best scaling runes you can take. The healing just going along with your damage is really good in those side lanes. So I like this idea here, you know, taking the Conquerors onto Sylas in the top, switching around the lane counters. It's going to give them great opportunities. Wow, and this is Mystic, his 400th game being played in the LPL, moving up to rank 10 in the history books.
Congratulations to him, but hopefully it's going to end up with a win for him.
Mystic. You're a Debbie Downer, aren't you?
Look, I'm just saying, Clement, last game was not all... Okay, last game was pretty convincing from him, but the macro had a little bit to be desired. But if I trust someone to carry WE, I definitely trust Mystic the most.
True, true.
Last split, that was basically all he did. But now, Scuttle Crab going to be contested here. Beishang and Tain both wanting to go for it. But in the bottom lane, first blood on to missing. How does that happen?
Oh, I think it has to be the chain stun. If you land the light binding and then you follow up with the cupcakes, that's so many seconds of CC.
Plus the auto reset coming in. So Caitlyn, that is one of the strengths of hers, just the insane burst damage if you're able to get a combo with your support providing CC before you put the cupcake under, like you said, get double headshots with your 90 caliber net as well.
This is the second time that we're actually seeing a Caitlyn lane being played, and in a kill lane fashion as well. That's super interesting to watch. I want to see if there is that double headshot like you were talking about. You can get it with the cupcakes and the E. Any of the skills from Caitlyn that deal damage will give you that. So let's see, it's 1 hit. Peacemaker, 2 hit, and just the E to finish off. Didn't even need the double.
Nope, didn't even have to auto-cancel all that much, so. Darn, that's the BF sword already at 4 minutes into the game, and GimGoon chunking out xiye a little bit there, but I'm still sort of scared by this bottom lane. Yeah. 4.5 minute BF sword, Clement.
That's a great start to it. They got the Tahm Kench before the Grey health could come down. However, Missing still has his flash, so should still be quite safe here.
That said, that BF sword gives a lot of push potential here for LWX, even more than before, and those platings are not long for this world, but it looks like neither maybe xiye, as Crisp looks for the binding, not going to be able to find it, just going to throw out. Oh no, Crisp, you're in a whole lot of trouble, has to flash away under tower, teleport coming in from Mystic as well, so that is 180 carry. who will not be in the bottom lane. This gives LWX a little bit of time to push. They're looking for Missing now. Maybe able to find the stun. They do. Tain, a little bit of damage put down onto Missing. Crisp not going to be able to find the binding as well. Oh, but no, the Devour goes down onto Tain. Now he's stuck between three. He just abandoned his jungler. Crisp gets over with the Blast Plant. Tien's down. Binding lands onto two. LWX gets the Q. Onto Missing. Onto Mystic. The slow comes out from Crisp. They should be able to kite this one out. But if LWX can get a little bit more damage, if he can land the trap, that should be the kill. They're going to find the net. They find the kill. LWX 2-0-0 on this Caitlyn.
Damn, that cooldown is short on Lux. Whoa, I didn't expect Crisp to be able to land that. The initial fight onto Tahm Kench was a little bit questionable. You can see Missing not even having to burn his flash, just with the gray health enough to outlast FPX and find that kill. But now they're looking at a 2-0 Caitlyn, and she's going to be building into that IE relatively soon. That's a lane that you don't want to be in. I think Mystic might not be able to get into the into the scaling phase where they have 3 sources of income before they lose their first tower. Now, just looking at this fight again, Chris already used his flash, so this is a 2v2 that is quite suspect on the side from FPX. And like we were talking about, beishang was in place. They get the Pop Blossom, but only on not Pop Blossom, only on one person to get over the wall. They lose one. And this is the situation where I think maybe they should have taken another wall. Double cupcake. Mystic finds his way through, but it puts him in such an easy place to get zoned out. I was actually quite surprised by Mystic being able to walk through those cupcakes.
You play enough AD carry, eventually you get used to how often people walk around yours, and you can figure out how to do it yourself, I guess. But like you said, LWX building towards that Infinity Edge, has the BF Sword and the pickaxe, and if you look at the dragon that's on the field, this spells disaster for WE. An early Infernal potentially going over to FPX because they do have so much control on this bottom side. This is getting very, very scary.
It definitely is, and Sona Tahm Kench is one of those lanes you don't want to play out in the open. They get sniped out so easily. Sona has one of the lowest HP values in the entire game. I think W needs to hold on to this bot lane. They can give up the Drake, that's fine, but the pressure coming from the other lanes and just from LWX himself, it's going to be so difficult to deal with. What they're really looking for is for beishang to try and change that dynamic. I think beishang's going to have to look for a kill down there.
Well, this is such a big problem because already GimGoon was countering xiye in this matchup. Already he had the advantage, but now there's no way you can send beishang into this mid lane because any time you spend there is time you can't be pressuring LWX and Crisp, and they're just putting out relentless amounts of damage already onto the bot lane of WE. Look at that tower. That is well below half health. FPX might just get the tower at like 10 minutes. There's more damage. Crisp has to be devoured there by Missing, but now that's on cooldown. Next time Mystic messes up, he's dead.
It's a very long cooldown at that, so I'm not sure what W can do at this point. Like, beishang is coming, you see he's trying to go for a lane gank, but W, they're already so low in terms of HP.
Finding in the trap as well. Gray health barely even helps Missing in that one. Mystic going to try and heal them back up, and Crisp is backing at this point, so at the very least, won't have to worry about getting killed for another few seconds, but LWX rotating back into lane now. Infernal Chain's going to land onto GimGoon in the mid lane. But he's just happy in this lane. He doesn't have to do a whole lot. He's got the CS lead. He's got the push lead with that Tiamat. And now FPX are looking towards the Dragon.
The Dragon's going to be great for FPX. Well, probably the Infernal going well into the 1-3-1 that they're going to be able to push later on. And it does look like FPX, the way they should play it is, since Karma's not actually getting that many turret platings on the top side, you just try to strangle the mid lane, strangle the bottom. You get that first tower, rotate to mid. And Aatrox is not going to be able to survive with the wave clear he has. It's going to be very difficult for him to wave clear against a Caitlyn. I think the game setting, the entire game plan is set for FPX. It's really down to beishang to see if he can cause some turbulence and change this.
This is so unfortunate as well because you look at the timer and the next dragon, we can see it right now. It's a mountain. This is like the worst possible RNG you can have for WE. If they don't find a way to contest in the next 5 minutes, how are they going to get back into this game? Because once you have that tower taking pressure, Caitlyn already has a ton. You give her a Mountain Drake on top of that. She has her Zeal now. She picks up the Infinity Edge, finishes into a rapid fire cannon. She can just chunk down that tower and no way to answer.
I like what WE's answer is here, though. At least they're proactively going for the Herald, trading back something for nothing on the map. That's a good idea. And I want to see if FPX's bot lane tries to push. You can see the pings out from WE already. It's like, why aren't they pushing? Why are they holding the wave? So FPX is actually caught sleeping here. They don't really participate this Herald take, and even though they have a lot of members surrounding that area, they're not checking it out whatsoever.
No, they're just focusing on the lane swap that occurred between Post and xiye. So good distraction there from WE. The Rift Herald will go down. Tain spots it out finally. Oh no, he's in the pit. He's got to flash out of that one, and he will. That's flash down from Tain, so no flash engage is going to be coming out from the Sejuani for the next 5 minutes.
Gotta say, that's some slow reaction time from FPX.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who's going to take the first tower. I think it's still going to go to LWX, though.
Oh, yeah. 100%. That turret still has 4 platings in the top lane. You've got a full wave in the bottom side. You've got a Caitlyn. Should be this next auto. There you go. 610 gold in the pocket of LWX. WE will trade up here on the top side of the map, but I don't know if they're going to give solo gold to Mystic just yet. Doesn't look like it.
Ooh, good teleport from Silas as well. So multiple turret platings being taken down here, and they're still pushing on the bot side. LWX hasn't given up. He's sitting on the best power spike for that turret pushing.
He's just sitting on it. He has the attack speed. He has the raw AD. You can't crit towers, Clement. So you just want that attack speed on top of the raw AD from the pickaxe BF sword. And now Crisp is rotating down as well. They're going to be trading sides here, but it looks like they may be able to find a pick onto xiye as well. That should be a trap. That should be a kill for LWX. 3-0-0 on this Caitlyn at just 11 minutes into the game. They're going to be trading tier 2 towers almost at this point, but Doinb may be able to push it down. He's popped the ultimate there that he stole from Aatrox, but it's not going to do a whole lot other than dissuade the push, and that may just be enough.
Yep, as long as he's able to wave clear, they're still fine, and LWX might just get 2 towers on this solo push. A little bit unfortunate from Pose. I actually felt like he had vision of Sejuani, but wasn't able to react to it with his flash.
Now LWX, like you said, will pick up the second tower, 350 more gold in his pocket. I'm interested to see if he finishes the Infinity Edge first. I suspect that's what he'll do, but...
this is LWX with the Flame Horizon at 12 minutes. That's gotta feel good.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Of course, it is a Sona Tahm Kench lane, to be fair.
Ooh, look at those items. You remember us talking about the win condition for FPX? They need to burst someone down. I think they found that burst.
Yeah, I think LWX can do that solo. Infinity Edge Rapid Fire Cannon from massive range. LWX is going to kill you. If you ever step on a trap, I am fairly certain you just die instantly. Especially if you're Mystic. Like you said, one of the lowest base HPs in the game. That's
the fastest 2-item AD carry we've seen this split. I'm pretty sure that has to be the fastest.
When you make that statement, Clement, before this series started, I would have imagined you'd be saying that about Mystic, if anyone.
Yeah, I didn't expect it on LWX, but the kills he got, it was just tremendous. The kill on Mystic, tiptoeing over the cupcakes didn't work out for him. And we see him doing 700 damage crits onto the minion wave. I wonder how Mystic is going to fare.
This tower is just melting. They don't even have the Mountain Drake yet. There's the ultimate crescendo down as well. LWX will pick off one, but they're under tower fighting right now. Tain tanks the tower shot. Doinb tanks one as well, but it doesn't matter. They're just not taking damage, and Chris does so much. Doinb dives in, finds xiye, but he's going to fall for it. Didn't steal the Aatrox ult, but LWX picks one up. He flashes in with a rapid fire cannon to get a kill. That is how confident he is. And why shouldn't he be? 5-0-1. On this Caitlyn, still has the teleport available. They're going to pick up the mid lane outer.
Yeah, you got to love that play from Doinb, just making sure that they can no longer defend this mid lane tower, and just that much gold on Caitlyn is absolutely frightening. Carries that can stack items, they exponentially buff a carry's output potential, because those raw stats you get from the second and third item, they multiply the first item stats. So you have this trend where you're almost going to see a third item Caitlyn before 20 minutes. The average game time in the LPL is only 31 minutes. So you get one team fight with 3 items. This game from FPX, I think they're going to get multiple team fights like that.
Well, feels like multiple with just 2 items would be enough after this one.
Yeah, this is the scary thing about Lux. If you can get into a position where you're sieging on the enemy, it becomes so difficult for them to wave clear. And W don't have the comp to do it. Aatrox can't really do it. He's a melee champion earlier on. If he wants to go in, he's going to take a lot of damage from LWX. Mystic doesn't really have the wave clear either, so they're sitting ducks underneath their towers. I felt like that was a situation where they needed to give up that tower, regroup, and do a big push into FPX.
But now they don't have that opportunity. As we mentioned earlier, the second Drake will be a mountain, and this is so scary. WE, not only did they not get more control, they've lost it. They only have one outer tower remaining. It's in the top lane. They have nothing left but an inhibitor tower on the bottom side of the map. Baron spawns in 4 minutes, and you already have a Caitlyn with a rapid-fire cannon, Infinity Edge, completed boots, and almost a second Zeal.
You know there's a troll build on, there's a streamer that does lethality Caitlyn. Actually works really nice with the ace in the hole.
Pick up a Dustblade here maybe for LWX?
Yeah, it's kind of a fun composition. Of course, LWX is going to play it safe. We'll go with the normal build. Into the second crit item. So 75 crit, looking at that. I really want to see his gold stats. I'm pretty sure he's going to get this before the Baron.
At this point, it's looking likely, of course. He's almost completed the Zeal already, and he's just getting free farm. There's no way they have to contest him. He has the most CS in the game. He's got 5 kills. It's going to take multiple members committal to get to him. But FPX, look what they have on the other side. You have the Fiora split pushing, so anytime you give up pressure to go and try and stop the bottom lane, you give up stopping GimGoon. You give up stopping the towers from going down from either side of the map.
Yeah, this is so early in the game that I think the static Shiv is going to give him a tremendous boost of DPS. Or you could go Runan's Hurricane as well. That's a standard build, but I like static. Like, it's so early on. People don't have that much MR.
It's fun. Static's a lot of fun. You get a whole lot of burst in the team fights as well. And it charges a lot faster thanks to the rapid fire cannon passive. But look at this. FPX have just taken down 2 towers in the top lane, entirely uncontested from WE. Clement, if you're WE, what should you be doing? Because I feel like it's not this.
Well, you have to take down Caitlyn. I think the best thing you should do is you can give up a tower. The tower is pretty much, you know, it's going to be the same amount of gold as LWX's bounty alone. So what you should be doing is using Missing's Abyssal Voyage and try to snipe out the Caitlyn. I think even if you give up a tower for it, it's totally worth it. And you stop the push as well. But W didn't do any of that. So a lot of times when you're playing against a comp that's already in a dominant position and playing a 1-3-1, you have to be willing to give up objectives to find kills.
Well, luckily at this point for FPX, they have nothing left to worry about. And WE going to have to find their way back into this, find something on the board, because right now they're losing every objective. They are losing every kill. Red buff going over to LWX, and with that rapid fire cannon, he's also picked up the QSS, so he has a ton of safety in this next fight. Won't have the flash for the time being. So if they can land 2 CCs on him in a row, LWX is suddenly in a whole lot of trouble. He has no way to reposition.
Yep, but LWX, being the good boy that he is, went for the Quicksilver Sash. You know, he wasn't thinking about static shift like we were. Great item move. He's going to be able to get out of the crescendo when it does come. I want to see WE go in on the 5v5. They have a big lack of engage. The only way they can do it is with Mystic Flash.
Flash not up on LWX, but doesn't seem to matter. He gets devoured there in the front line. Beishang, crescendo stolen by Doinb, lands on the 3, but they don't want to keep engaging onto this. LWX gets stunned up. He is low. He has to use the QSS already, but he's still in range of room for the Karma route. But there's a teleport coming in from GimGoon. He's looking for it. Beishang's been picked off by Doinb, and FPX without GimGoon take down Beishang in the 4 versus 5.
That was a fiery galley set up for FPX. So much damage being done by LWX, and Doinb, with perfect damage calculation, I might add, is able to walk out alive. Good work on that Conqueror's great second proc on that Chain Lash just to take down the kills. But these are really not the fights that W should be looking to fight. What they should be looking for is, you know what, let's just give up a tower, and we go for a 5v3. That's the best case scenario they can possibly hope for. But I feel like they're a little bit too timid. And if you look at their map, they've actually waited until the point that FPX has taken down all of their outer towers.
With the gold lead at this point, Clement, it feels like even that 5v3 might not be a guarantee for WE. It's 8K in favor of FPX. They have the Infernal, they have the Mountain. Baron spawning in 30 seconds, and we talked about it. Is he going to have the 3 items before Baron? Just
yes,
barely.
He will.
And he took... Oh, okay, he's going for the Phantom Dancer, it looks like. And he took the side to get the QSS on top of it. So 3 items plus a QSS.
That's boring. I know it's a safe option, like
I know.
most pro players would go this, but I think it's early enough in the game, and you have enough protection that you should just go for the Runons.
Runons would have given him a whole lot of extra team fight
W3
damage.
have to stay bunched. If they're going to use that Karma Inspire Shield, they're going to stay bunched. So just get the Runons and play it happy.
not IG happy though. We don't need that kind of happy
A little
game.
bit too happy.
Yeah, that's a little bit. That's a little bit overjoyed. We don't want to see that from FPX as GimGoon picks up yet another tower. So it just feels like FPX are putting the screws to WE at this point. You have GimGoon constantly split pushing, and if you ever try to contest the rest of FPX, you have to deal with LWX. He's 3 items, has the QSS, his flash is back up now. WE need to find an advantageous fight for themselves, but at this point, it feels like the game may end before that's a possibility.
Definitely will. Like, if you look at Mystic's items, he still doesn't have the second one completed. Still working on his Banshees. A bit of cooldown, a little bit of damage. But right now, Sono is not much different from a super minion. She walks around. She has an ultimate. That's pretty much it. But she's worthless compared to what Caitlyn is right now.
And that's the thing against the Caitlyn, too. I mean, you have that much range. If Mystic ever steps on a trap, he is dead. Full stop.
LWX actually has no one beyond it. He's just like, yeah, I'll walk first.
He's fine. He's got red buff, man. He can kite him out. Doinb's even going for the engage. They're feeling confident about this, and they should.
That's just how you know that W feels so cowed at this point. Like, they're pretty much, FPX is presenting you with the best possible win scenario you have at this point, and W can't even take it.
But Doinb can take the world ender there from xiye, and they will pick up the Scuttle Crab as well, but doesn't look like FPX want to go for the Dragon. Instead, they're waiting for the bait. They may be able to find beishang. He has a flash away, and this time they might try and keep the fight going. Tain with the ultimate in, and now FPX are chasing down. LWX still has the firing gallery going. He picks up one, and now the flank comes in from GimGoon. This should be the last team fight they need. Double kill comes in, triple kill. WE just xiye. Just Mystic alive. The ace in the hole does so much damage. Absolutely ridiculous. And now FPX are just continuing to chase down onto xiye as the push continues in the middle lane. 3 for 0 so far. Let's see him make it 4. Come on, GimGoon. There it is. Give it to us. A near ace by FPX. They'll be able to pick up the inhibitor tower and the inhibitor, and Baron is still on the field.
I was counting auto attacks right there. It was 4 shots for LWX to take out Pose. It was only 3 shots for Tahm Kench. And Missing didn't even get his Gray Shield off. He was like, I think I can... Oh, no, I'm dead.
They're not even waiting for the Baron at this point. It looks like FPX want to take it. LWX still in a safe position, still has the flash available. Their Nexus is not safe, though, from WE. FPX are still firing away. They want to keep the undefeated, but they want to keep this team fight going, too. They pick off 4. Mystic, last one. There's the shot. And LWX asserts his dominance as FPX remain undefeated.